Good afternoon and welcome to another great edition of the College Football Playbook. My name is Sean Wilkerson. I'm here to give you an insight and break down Week 5 as we approach another exciting Week 6 of the college football season. Last week we had a few great games. Penn State and Ohio State coming absolutely down to the wire as Ohio State pulled out that big win out there in Happy Valley. Notre Dame and Stanford, which was a great game, and Notre Dame pulled that out. Like I said, those two are going to win their big games. This week, we have a shakeup in the top 10. Number 1 is still Bama. Those guys are still looking good. Georgia at 2. Ohio State from the big win jumps Clemson to go to number 3 as Clemson falls to number 4 as that down to the wire game with Syracuse. At number 5, we have LSU. Those Tigers are looking good. At number 6, we have Notre Dame. At 7, we got Oklahoma. At number 8, we have Auburn. 9, we got a great team out there in West Virginia. Then at number 10, we have Washington. This week, we should see another great week of college football. LSU plays Florida down there at Gainesville. Should determine a lot in the SEC as that's a great matchup out there. Another game, the Red River Rivalry, also known as the Red River Shootout between Texas and Oklahoma. I think that should be a great game out there in the Cotton Bowl. Me personally, I think Texas is going to pull off the upset against Kyler Murray and those guys out there in Norman. But a few teams that hurt themselves over the weekend was Clemson coming down to the wire like they did. That's why they got jumped in this week's rankings. Trevor Lawrence going down like he did, and the backup filling in, which we did a great job. And, the Kelly Bryant thing going on down there at Clemson. I feel like it was a great move for Kelly Bryant as his days were numbered. From day one, Trevor Lawrence even walked into campus down there at Clemson. Another team that hurt themselves was Stanford. It's going to take a lot for them to get back into the college football playoff talks. Those guys are good out there in Stanford, but hey, the bulk of their season is about to start with the Pac-12, as they should be Pac-12 champs. Teams that helped themselves this past weekend was West Virginia. West Virginia blew out a Texas Tech team, but West Virginia is one of the hottest teams out there in the nation right now. So I'm real big on those guys right there, as they, like I said, have cracked the top 10. Another team that helped themselves was Kentucky. Kentucky's looking pretty good right now, but like I said, they're in the SEC. Each game is a playoff game for each team out there in the SEC. But they have a great running back that they're leaning on, and Kentucky's looking hot right now. LSU beating Ole Miss like they did. Ole Miss was a great team out of the SEC West, but LSU is looking pretty hot right now. A few teams that I feel like is going to go undefeated this year. Take a look at this. A few teams are going undefeated. I think UCF, number 1, is going to go undefeated. They have a pretty easy schedule this year, as they should get back in talks to the college football playoff, but I don't think too much as their strength of schedule is going to come into play. Another team, Georgia. I feel like Georgia is going to go undefeated. They have a few great, tough games left. They got Vanderbilt this weekend, but they still got a tough LSU team and Auburn as well. And Bama, those big boys down there in Tuscaloosa. I feel like those guys are looking good, but at the same time, I feel like they could be a 2-loss team, but still crack in there to the college football playoff. As I feel like they'll lose to LSU, and I feel like they'll lose to Auburn. But if you would, just leave comments, and like always, go Dogs.